Residents all across West Michigan continue to clean up after last week's devastating tornadoes, where some residents say they need more help. Plus, millions of dollars will soon be used to help promote youth mental health across the country, why experts say it's desperately needed. And the #1 golfer in the world is arrested while driving to the course, the latest on Scottie Scheffler, as he completes round 2 of the PGA Championship.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at 5.
Well, good evening. I'm Princess Janae Steverson. It's been a very long and difficult time for some in West Michigan. It's been nearly 2 weeks since an EF2 tornado tore through the area. We've shown you the mobile homes in Kalamazoo County ripped from their foundations, destroyed properties in St. Joseph, Cass, and even Branch counties. And today, we spoke with people in Texas Township who say there's just really no end to how much help is needed.
This was all trees. You could not see out this window. You could not see their garage.
This is Tamis Kushner.
We had interior doors that were blown off the hinges and into the wrong places.
We're trying to rebuild our lawn.
And this is Katie Vanderlaan.
Within a minute or two of being downstairs, our back kitchen window blew.
Both women live on Green Pine Lane in Texas Township. They're also neighbors who both sustained heavy damage to their homes.
We felt so helpless.
At the time of the tornado, Mrs. Kushner and her husband were out of town in Arizona on vacation. But they watched last week's heavy rain and harsh winds from their Ring doorbell.
Hello?
Kushner says she knew it was serious when she saw her neighbor banging on the front door.
Are you guys okay? Is anyone here?
Then, about 3 hours later, the fire department showed up. They were there checking on homeowners whose exteriors were ruined.
We're missing large pieces of the roof. The garage that wall was almost down. My car was in the garage and had a little bit of damage to that. We had water damage. We had a lot of glass damage.
And right next door, Katie Vanderlaan tells me she and her husband hunkered down in their basement after hearing a big bang and shattering glass.
We lost a couple windows. The big piece was our roof. A good chunk of it blew off. There was a big dormer that was above there that we lost. Our garage sustained some really good damage. The force of the wind, I guess, kind of pushed in a window and then pushed the garage doors out. It was basically in this area.
Mrs. Vanderlaan also lost a family keepsake, a treehouse her husband had built for their 3 kiddos to enjoy, now turned into this, a broken up pile of wood. Her backyard, like many others, including Mrs. Kushner's, is now a bare area of dirt after years-old oak trees were taken down by last week's EF2 tornado. Both ladies tell me they're just glad to be okay and are now working with local cleanup crews and their insurance companies to assess the damage. Volunteers came back to Portage to help out with cleanup today. There were 20 total volunteers showing up this morning to lend a helping hand. A lot of progress has been made, but there is still a long ways to go. Crews are currently picking up tree debris, and later this month, the moving company College Hunks will be picking up larger debris. City leaders say recovery will take months, but that last weekend's cleanup efforts from volunteers was a huge help. They are seeking more volunteers tomorrow in Portage.
A group of us from Stryker volunteered, and we really just, were so heavily impacted by this tornado last week on Tuesday and wanted to help the community in some way. And so through the city of Portage, they have some great organized volunteering events like this one where we're able to assist some neighbors in just cleaning up brush, cleaning up building debris, doing whatever we can to try to help get their life back together.
You can meet at Portage City Hall at 9 tomorrow. FEMA was here in West Michigan this week to see the damage, although Portage City officials say they didn't give a timeline on when we might get federal funding to pay for the cleanup. There will be another meeting regarding the matter next week. Taking a live look now over to downtown Kalamazoo. This Friday night, we've made it to the weekend, and it's been a really nice day around West Michigan so far. Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson is in the Weather Alert Center with a look at the forecast. And Keith, you and I were talking just a little while ago, and the weather felt like down south from Florida, where we're both from.
You bet. That's right. Feeling a little like down home. You're right, with that warmth, and wait till the humidity kicks in. Then it will feel even more like we're already in summer, even though we're still in the middle of spring. Hey, some folks are under the middle of a shower or a thunderstorm right now, but as you look at live Doppler radar, you can see that for the most part things are dry, but that's not the case in southern Berry County, for example, just north of Gull Lake, as we're plotting it here on our 100-mile scan. Notice right around Mattawan and Texas Township on the west side of Kalamazoo County, seeing a couple of showers too. As we zoom in just a little bit closer, you see what I'm talking about. We got a little rain coming down right now in downtown Battle Creek. Again, just to the north of Gull Lake and right around Gull Lake, seeing a shower or two. It's pretty isolated. Temperatures in the meantime, check it out, 80 right now on the button in Kalamazoo and 80 also in Dowagiac Niles, even a little bit warmer than that. How about your hour by hour for tonight? An isolated evening storm, but those are going to be going away pretty rapidly later this evening, then clear and comfy with temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60 at midnight. I'll have your warm weekend outlook. Could be the warmest we've had in months. That's coming up. Princess?
All right, thank you. New tonight, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says $46 million will be used to promote youth mental health across the country. It comes after a push for more resources on the issue. According to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, better known as NAMI, almost half of the teenagers struggle with their mental health. News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher is joining us now live in studio. And Autumn, you spoke with the president of NAMI. That group offers critical support for students who need it.
Yes, they do, Princess. Kids are experiencing mental health problems at younger ages nowadays. And I want to break down some of these numbers to show you just how apparent the issue is. Roughly half of all 14-year-olds say they struggle with mental health. And by the time they're 24 years old, it's about 1 in 4 people. What's equally alarming is that almost half of people who struggle never get the help.
Behind many high school and middle school classrooms filled with students lies a tough battle for many, their mental health.
Because of the stigma and not talking about it, we can end up giving up. We never want to give up.
Frank Mumford, the president of the National Alliance of Mental Illness, wants students to know they're not alone.
So many individuals that deal with mental health challenges are left behind.
NAMI offers support and hope in what can be a dark time in their lives.
And there's good mental health and there's bad mental health.
The nonprofit conducts an hour-long presentation at 80 schools across Southwest Michigan.
That, again, can be connected to some type of a mental health challenge.
Mumford says they've helped thousands of students, recalling one in particular who came up to him.
She said, I was going to take my life today after class. Took her to the principal, and they got her the help that she needed.
And you saved that girl's life.
I just think it was being in the right place at the right time.
With the increase in youth mental health needs across the country, Mumford believes there needs to be more hands-on resources for students.
We spend more money than a lot of countries do on what we're supposed to be doing to help the individuals, yet we still have a huge problem that is not getting taken care of.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says nearly $50 million will be used to improve care, support suicide prevention, and be used for early intervention strategies for young people. Mumford hopes to expand NAMI's program across the state. Live in studio, Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.
New tonight, police in Battle Creek are investigating after shots were fired at an apartment. Police responded to Oak Brook Boulevard last night to reports of shots being fired. They found a bullet had gone through the building's wall, stopping inside a child's bedroom closet. 2 kids were inside the room when the shooting happened, but thankfully no one was hurt. Police say they believe a group of men started shooting at another group when the apartment was hit. The public is believed to not be in any danger, and police say they think this is an isolated event. Second round play at the PGA Championship in Louisville was delayed today by a fatal road accident and an arrest of one of the golf's top players. Danya Butchus has the story.
Scotty Scheffler eventually teed off at the PGA Championship in Louisville Friday after a chaotic morning that landed him in jail.
He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
The world's #1 ranked golfer is facing numerous charges, including assaulting a police officer. It all happened after a fatal road accident that caused a massive traffic jam heading to the golf course. Police say Scheffler disobeyed orders to stop his car, accelerated forward, and dragged an officer to the ground.
I believe he attempted to explain who he was and why he was trying to get onto the golf course, but I'm not sure that information quite got to the police.
Scheffler said in a statement that he was proceeding as directed by officers, that it was a chaotic situation and, quote, a big misunderstanding of what I thought I was being asked to do. I never intended to disregard any of the instructions. The 27-year-old golfer has hired a local attorney.
We'll just let it all play out. That's the extent of what we know. It's moving pretty fast at this time, but we'll litigate the case as it comes.
Scheffler is the hottest player on the PGA Tour. The Masters champ is seeking his 5th win in 6 starts and a 2nd consecutive major title. Danya Backus, CBS News.
The Kalamazoo Commuter Challenge kicks off today. It's encouraging you to take a bicycle instead of driving a car, like when you are running errands or even going out to eat. The challenge hopes to promote the use of bike lanes and sustainability in the area. It was organized by local businesses and bicycling groups and will last through the end of the month on the 30th. You can register online through the Love to Ride Kalamazoo County webpage, the climb leaderboards, and to even win some prizes. The 26th annual Roof Sit fundraiser in Portage is now underway. Radio personalities from WKFR are broadcasting live from a rooftop at the corner of Westnedge and Millam in Portage. This is happening right now through tomorrow. The goal is to raise $100,000 for the Community Healing Center's Children Advocacy Center. The organization offers specialized care for children who are victims of abuse.
We raise this money so that kids and families of abuse, they don't have to worry about the treatment side of things. They already have a lot to deal with. We're taking a lot of that worry out.
A live auction and celebration dinner kicked off this 3-day event Thursday night. Our own Jessica Harthorn and Keith Thompson helped MC the fundraiser, and tonight there will be a nighttime car show. President Biden commemorates the 70th anniversary of Brown versus Board of Education. His message at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. And one of Donald Trump's former lawyers pleads not guilty to charges related to allegedly conspiring to overturn the 2020 election results in Arizona. The response from John Eastman.